welcome to NAPOD, where we provide NA speaker meetings and workshops in a podcast. We are an ad-free podcast, and if you enjoy listening, please help us to be self-supporting by visiting napod.xyz, look for the donate link, and drop $1 or $2 in the virtual basket. If you're also in AA or have friends that are, please tell them about our other podcast, Sobercast. Sobercast features AA speakers and workshops in the same format as NAPOD. We upload a new speaker every day, and it's easy to subscribe by searching for Sobercast, that's 2 words, on any podcast player app, or go to Sobercast.com. Enjoy the podcast, and thanks for listening.
Josh, I'm an addict. It's my sponsor. With the little pat on the ass. I'm nervous, man. Very nervous, man. I want first and foremost, man, I want to thank God for this moment, man. The opportunity to be asked to come out here and share. Got my topic via Facebook. I got asked to share via Facebook, and they changed my topic twice, and then when I got my topic, it sounded good, and then we got here, I said, damn, I don't want to share anymore. I got real nervous, man, because my topic is, are you here to hurt me or help me? And depending on what day it is, I don't know. I'm not going to sit up here because I believe that my belief system when I first got to Narcotics Anonymous, I would see the people behind the podium and I would say, man, they got it going on. Them people got it going on up there, standing up there smiling. Everything's good going on. But like a lot of times, man, like for me, this podium, man, like it really don't mean nothing to me, man. It's not entertainment, man. It's not like I arrived in Narcotics Anonymous. A lot of times I get up here and I don't want to be up here, man. It's something about when God sets the stage and I show up, man. Like because a lot of times, man, it talks about the therapeutic value of one addict helping another, man, and carrying the message to the addict that's still sick and suffering, man. Sometimes I'm that addict up here behind the podium. So that's why I say, like, depending on what day it is, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to hurt you or I'm going to be here to help you. Because my whole life has been, growing up for me, my whole life was misled information. My whole life. I was raised on misled information. As far back as being a little kid, getting misled information from my parents, from my loved ones, the people that like I thought loved me the most, man. Because I'm a product of an environment where my mother's an addict and my father's an alcoholic, and sometimes, man, if anybody can relate to this, sometimes they say some things that they don't really mean. You know what I mean? So like the misled information I'm talking about is like. And I'm gonna get to the exaggeration. My father used to tell me things like, if my poor mother knew how to suck dick, I wouldn't even be here. And I apologize for speaking like that, but that's the things that I grew up listening to, man. So when I tell you misled information from all the way when I was 8 years old, misled information, man. These people that I thought were here to help me were hurting me. As a kid, man, as a little kid, when I didn't know no better. Cause up in here it talks about, you know what I mean? We're going to love you until you can love yourself. I needed my family to love me so I could love myself. So as a kid, man, getting told things like that, man, it affected me. You know what I mean? But there was something about this process that God has and where He sets the stage, man. And like I didn't know that I was getting like tuned up and formed into becoming where I'm at today, man. Like God was setting that stage as a young kid because I believe that He sets the stage and I show up, man. So as a young kid, God already knew what decisions I was going to make because He gave me this thing, this powerful thing, man, that is called a choice. So I believe that He knew what choice I was going to make, and I chose to do the wrong thing, and this is where I ended up, man. He turned my misery and my mistakes into a beautiful thing. Brought me to Narcotics Anonymous. All the pain and the havoc that I caused throughout my whole life, it turned out to be a beautiful thing. Because God was molding me as a young kid, man, to come up in here and try to help somebody. And help myself in the meantime. You know what I mean? God was helping me long before I could help myself. you know what I mean? I hear this topic, man, and a lot of my disease tells me a lot. And I don't know if anybody can relate to this, to your disease telling you ain't shit. I'm talking, man, I need to tell you that my clean date is August 17, 2005, man. So like with a little over 7 years clean, like I still suffer with that insecure issue, man. Like even after working some steps, and I need to say, like, because my sponsor's in here, and so I can't lie to you. I want it because he's sitting in the front row and he'll say some shit. Yeah, see, there you go. And we're talking about the same man that smacked my ass on my way to the podium. I came up in here and I started working some steps, and I had to start applying them things into my life, man, to try to like fix this person that I became. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to help, man. I wanted to get help when I got up in here, and like I had to do the work that it took. So all these issues, man, like I was talking about feeling insecure and feeling less than, like all them issues, man, is still going on after some step work and applying some step work in my life, because I'll grow for a little bit, and I'll grow for a little bit, and then an event will come up. And for me, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say a relationship will come up, and I'll be like, and all them issues that I've been trying to tuck away, saying, I'm good, like I don't have abandonment issues with women, and then let me get in a relationship with a woman. Or I'll tell you, like, I ain't going to disrespect no woman, but let me get in a relationship and not get my way. And the first thing I want to do is I want to go back to harming you instead of helping you. My mind and my disease tells me you need to harm her before she harms you. Because I go back to that little kid, man. That little kid that I was. Like, I remember getting off the school bus and walking in my house and my mother being gone. I remember, and like I just really got in touch with that feeling, man, that like, I feel like when my mother left, a piece of me left. It took a piece of my spirit. So I go back to that, man, when I get in these relationships, and I go back to that and I dig deep and I say, man, I don't really got that issue no more. And some time will go by and then something will happen and I'll get that feeling again. And it will take me back, like all the work that I've done in trying to help myself, man, because I was really harming myself the whole time that I wasn't dealing with my issue. Because these guys that I hang with, man, they tell me that you can't heal what you can't feel. And they recently just started telling me you can't deal if you don't feel. So like I want to say that, man, I got this like addressed and everything, but I really don't, man. Because when I came to Narcotics Anonymous, I came in here a little insecure little boy, and a lot of days I'm still that person. I need to tell you that I'm still an insecure little boy. I'm scared to death, man. Not to be behind the podium. Yeah, I told you that I was already scared to be up here, but I'm talking about just trying to be a man. I'm scared to death. Like, I want to help myself so that I can get out there and carry the message to help somebody else, but like a lot of times, man, I'm too afraid to say, man, I'm scared to death. You know what I mean? I came in this process a little boy, man, an insecure little boy at 21 years old. I came to Narcotics Anonymous to stay this time because I came here for the first time when I was 17. So I need to tell you that, like, there's no age limit on Narcotics Anonymous. There's no age limit to come up in here. You're never too old or too young. Because, like, when I came up in here when I was 17, man, like I told you, I'm from Pittsburgh, and I first got clean at this little town outside of Pittsburgh, man. Old timers used to, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit up here and lie because I went to this other fellowship at first. And that's what I'm saying. I went to this other fellowship at first, and sometimes in Narcotics Anonymous, I used to see the way people looked at me when I was 17 years old. And I used to hear them like chuckle and say shit that I was a little kid. What's this kid doing in here? You know what I mean? And of course I got that thing. I've heard him say, we spilled more than he used. You were hurting me. Instead of helping me, you was pushing me away from Narcotics Anonymous. Because when I came up in here, I just wanted some help. I just wanted to learn how to live life without using drugs. And I wasn't getting the help, man, because the people that would judge me when I came up in here, and I'm not bashing Narcotics Anonymous because like that was a part of my story. I just wasn't supposed to be here yet. You know what I mean? God had a different plan for me. I had some more learning or research to do still. You know what I mean? And I would hear him say some more things to me, and I would run away. You know what I mean? and I would go harm myself some more. That whole resentment thing, like I resented Narcotics Anonymous and the other fellowship because like I wasn't getting no attention and people weren't running to me asking, do I need help? Like I kind of resented the whole fellowship, man. And when I came back when I was 21, man, like I got with some guys, and I'm not going to sit here and glamorize drug use, man, because like my topic is about like, I forget my topic, are you here to help me or hurt me? You know what I mean? So like when I came up in here at 21 to stay here, man, I got with some guys. You know what I mean? Just for today, talks about find somebody that believes in you and wants to help you, man. I got with some guys, man, because I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this. Like it was easy for me. I'm a kid from the suburbs. I grew up in the suburbs outside of Pittsburgh, where you can put me in any hood in Pittsburgh, and I can tell you who's holding. It was very simple. So when I came up in here, the predecessor used to tell me things like, get with the winners. And not saying that we're all winners. Everybody in Narcotics Anonymous is a winner. But don't just go after the people that share real good up here, Josh. Watch how they're living when they get down from the podium. My whole thing is now, man, because I've been here for a little bit, and I heard some people share, and when I first came to Narcotics Anonymous, I thought like that guy that got up at the podium and screamed and yelled and talked, you know what I mean, real good and profound, was a perfect recovering addict. And I wanted him to sponsor me. But after he got up here and he talked about not disrespecting women, and I seen him out there, I seen him walk out with his wife, and then he was down the hall talking to another girl. I said, damn, wait a minute. You was just talking about how you loved your wife. Wait a minute. You know what I mean? And I watched stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I watched the guys come up here, and I heard them talk about loving their wife and then walking hand in hand with their wife. Because you can show me better than you can tell me. Narcotics Anonymous for me is about footwork and action. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta be willing to do some type of work, man. So I would watch these guys, man, because I wanted to get with the people that were living this program. Because I wanted to help, man. I didn't want to keep hurting. I wanted help. Because I was hurting. So I wanted somebody that could help me, man. Help me fix that hurt, man. I wanted somebody that could take that feeling off me, man. Because like, I remember first coming to Narcotics Anonymous and having some time up under my belt, because I came in here by ways of an institution. So I came up in here with some time under my belt and I still felt like I wanted to die. Like that desperate and hopeless feeling. Like I didn't know if this was actually really for me yet. And then I got with these guys, man, and they started to believe in me. And like my whole life, I need to tell you that I wanted to be this man. Like I wanted to be a man. Like I wanted to be somebody that people looked up to and respected, and people would be like, yeah, you know, that's Josh. He's doing great with his life and he's doing all the right things. I wanted to be that person my whole life. But he wasn't cool enough. That dude wasn't cool. The guy that was getting the good grades in school and achieving his dreams and raising his hand when the teacher would say, that dude wasn't cool. You know, the nerd in school wasn't the cool guy to be. It wasn't cool to go home carrying books. It wasn't cool to carry a book bag home from school. That stuff wasn't cool, man. I hung out with, I like to say, jokers that were hip, slick, and cool. That told me it was okay to smoke weed. And it was okay to disrespect people and talk crazy to people. It was okay to do them things, man. I was harming myself, man. Misled information. Came up in here, man, got with some guys that believe in me, man. They want to help me and guide me in my recovery process, man. Like, and it took me a while, man, to get introduced to these guys. They wanted to help me. I had to do some shopping around for sponsorship and guys that I wanted to build a foundation with in a week, because the so-called predecessors used to tell me you need to build a foundation so you have something to stand on. You know what I mean? So I was like real selective on who I befriended and who I let into my life. And then I did some shopping for sponsorship. And I'm not up here to bash my area at all. I love our area. I love Pittsburgh, man. We have so many meetings throughout the week. Like, you can go to numerous of meetings every day of the week in Pittsburgh. We have, I think, about 600 meetings in our area, man. But there's some guys in our area, man, that like, and this is just for me, that didn't have my best interest at heart. And I didn't know if it was like so these guys could say like, yeah, I have 20 sponsees, but I don't ever answer the phone when 18 of them call me. Or the guys that will, you know what I mean, be hip, slick, and cool and say joke or stuff to me all the time. Because that's what I'm dealing with now recently. And a lot of them talk shit about the way that I went with my sponsorship family and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people hate. And that's fine. You know what I mean? That's fine, because like one thing that I've learned in Narcotics Anonymous, that people talk. And that's okay, man. I'm not up here to tell you I'm a perfect recovering addict. I told you, are you here to hurt me or help me? Me and George were talking, and he was like, it depends what day it is. Sometimes I might talk. I'm not up here to tell you I don't gossip and I don't sit there and talk, because I do sometimes. But there's something about these guys being malicious, man, and hurtful, man. And I thought that these guys have my best interest at heart. And that's what I'm saying, man. This program is about action and living by example. For me, it is. And I thought these guys had my best interest until, like, I left the sponsorship family and I found out that they would talk about me. And talk about me every time I wasn't around. They would smile in my face and bite my back out behind my back. Me and my sponsor talk all the time, and we say it's them guys that come up and hug you and they say, it's always a pleasure to see you. And give you that hug, walk up to you like this. And it's always a pleasure to see you. How many guys biting your back out, man? And I'm dealing with that right now. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, I'm hurt. I'm hurt, man, but all I can tell you is, I keep going back to my topic, are you here to hurt me or are you here to help me? It's up to me, man, to change that. It's up to me to not bite, to continue to go to my sponsor. If I want to gossip about these people, go to my sponsor. Don't bite these dudes' backs out in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, because they need to recover here. Don't watch who I share with, because that person might be a newcomer looking at one of these guys to sponsor them. Watch who I share with, man, and watch the things that I say sometimes, because a lot of times, man, I told you that I'll run my mouth too. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? But it's up to me, man, because I want to be here, man, to help the person that suffers like I do. I want to be here, man. I want to reach out and help that person that's standing with their foot against the wall, that in the back of the meeting, that feels uncomfortable and don't know that Narcotics Anonymous is for them. Like, I want to be there to help them, man. So I need to continue to do the work that it takes. I need to help myself so I can be there to help somebody else. I need to continue to keep coming to meetings, man, and keep showing up, man, and doing step work and talking to the guys in my life so that I can be around to help guide somebody else, man, in this beautiful journey, man, in this gift called recovery, man, because if you're like me, man, as selfish and self-centered as I am, man, I love gifts. Recovery's a gift, man. You know what I mean? Recovery's a gift, man, and I want to be around to help other people, man. I've been blessed and I've been fortunate enough to work in the field of recovery, man. After staying clean for a little bit, I started working in the field of recovery, and every day, man, I get to deal with basically newcomers, man. People newer than me, man. Every day, man. And some days, man, I'm going to share this, man. Some days, man, it makes me love recovery and be on fire for recovery, but some days, man, I'm like, damn, man, because I want to grab some of these people sometimes and be like, yo, what are you doing? I feel like, even sponsees, man, I try to help these people to the best of my ability, man, and then when they make the decision and that choice, man, to go back out there and use, it drives me crazy, man. It baffles me, man. But I remember, man, when if I didn't think that this program was going to work for me, man, I remember looking at the differences instead of the similarities coming up in here. I remember looking for every excuse I could to run up out of here, man. I remember them days, man, and it drives me crazy sometimes because I want to help everybody I can. Sometimes a lot of days, man, I have that cape on and that S on my chest, and I want to help everybody, but then there's some days, man, where I just don't care, man. And I need to tell you, man, earlier last year, man, I'm so glad it's 2013, by the way. I'm so happy, man. Seriously. And I say that to say, man, because last year I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to be a member of Narcotics Anonymous anymore, and I need to share that, man, because I had multiples of years clean, and I thought I had it going on, and then here came this thing called ego. My ego got in the way, and I took my will back, and I started doing what I wanted to do, and I created all this havoc in my life, and I wanted to blame everybody else. I didn't want to take a look at the part that I played, that I wasn't calling my sponsor. I wasn't sharing with my sponsor. You know what I mean? I was only going to meetings when I was working with clients. I wasn't filling my tank up, because I can only keep what I have by giving it away. And if I'm giving all the time and I'm not taking nothing back in, I got nothing left. So I was always giving, and I did some things last year I'm not proud of. I'm not going to sit up here and share about that. It's a new year. I believe that it's a dead issue, and I moved past it. I learned from my mistakes. That's all I'm going to tell you. I did some things last year that I'm not proud of, and it caused me to not want to be here, man. And there was something about, man, building this relationship with my sponsor. And it was so important to me, because, like I told you, I needed to find some people that believed in me and wanted to help me, not hurt me. And there was something about, I got a little over 7 years clean, and I still call my sponsor probably 5 times a week, if not more. Don't let me be going through something, because I'll call him 5 times in an hour. And he'll vouch for that, you know, because he works all night, and I'll call him all night long. You know what I mean? And like, there was something about this relationship I built with him that, like, and him guiding me in this process, that them times that I was falling short, eventually he picked up that phone and he said, "Josh, what's going on with you?" I'd be like, "Hank, you know, I got it all, you know what I mean? I got it all figured out over here. Don't worry, everything's good. I got it all going on." And we, you know, in Pittsburgh, we hang out, man. There's nights where we'll all come together, like Friday night, we'll all get together, we'll all meet at a meeting, and we'll go out to eat afterwards. And a lot of times I wasn't showing up anymore. I was out doing my thing, and there was something about when my sponsor asked me, I felt like that fatherly figure that I've been looking for my whole life was like, my dad was saying, "You know, what's going on with you, dude?" And I felt like I had to tell him. And when I addressed the issue, man, it became a dead issue, man. I had to move on, because this guy's been guiding me in my recovery and been trying to help me, man. And I was creating all this havoc. And once he shared with me, I had to do the work that it took to come up out of that, man. I didn't want to be here anymore, man. And I shared that with him. You know what I mean? And he helped pull me up out of that, man. I was this close, man. I need to tell you, I was this close, man, to going back out there. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't have another run left in me, because I do. I don't know if I can get back here, though. I know I can go back out there and get high. I just didn't want to feel the way I was feeling, man, because I took my will back. And at some point I thought my disease told me, you created so much damage in your life that that's the only way out. Well, really, it wasn't. I just needed to call my sponsor and get honest. And I was scared, man. I was scared to death to tell him, man. I was so afraid to tell this man that's been sponsoring me for numerous years what was going on with me. My sponsor knows everything about me. He knows that when I'm too sensitive, he knows that I'm going through something, because I'm a sensitive, insecure little guy, a little boy at times, man. A lot of times. I'll say 6.5 days out of a week. I'm an insecure little boy, right, George? I'm an insecure little boy, man. You know what I mean? And there was something about when he talked to me, man, and I came back, man, and I shared what I was going through, man, and he was able to help me. Now, if I would have shared with some of these people, man, they might have caused me more damage. There was something about my sponsor telling me and guiding me and pulling me out through that, man. My whole life, man, I wanted somebody to help me, man. I wanted somebody that believed in me. As a young kid, man, I told you my father used to say to me, as a young kid, man, it hurts, man, still to this day. I'm talking 20 years ago. My father used to say things to me like that. It still hurts, man, thinking about that. But there's something about, man, coming up in here, man, and getting with these guys that want to help me, man, that I'm working through them issues, man. It's becoming a dead issue, man, because I don't want to keep feeling like that. And I told you I want to be around here to help somebody else that feels the same way that I feel. Or if I can't help somebody else, I want to get the help. Sometimes, man, this thing's about helping me. You know what I mean? Narcotics Anonymous, man, like, has gave me the opportunity to be the person I've been wanting to be my whole life, man. My whole life, man. That I was scared to death to be an insecure little boy. So I covered it up, man, with things like my ego, my arrogance. Our literature talks about cockiness being a red light indicator. You know what I mean? That's what our literature says. Our literature has been here since long before me. It's going to be here long after me. Narcotics Anonymous doesn't need me. I need it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say this, man. I want to be here to help somebody else, man, and I want to be here to be that person that believes in somebody else, to let them know, man, that anybody can get this beautiful gift called recovery, man. Anybody, man. You know what I mean? The most profound thing, because I, like, in my head, I always want to, like, I want to hear that profound message all the time in Narcotics Anonymous. I want to hear that thing that, like it's like God coming down and just talking to me. Like, it's like he came down from that ray, like, oh, and he's talking to just me. And I heard it one time, man. It talked about any addict can stop using, lose the desire, and find a new way to live. It didn't say just me, just my sponsor, just George, just Lance, just not some of these guys that I'm friends with. It said any addict, man. That shit was profound to me, man. It was profound. Damn, my singing voice was perfect, wasn't it? I looked for that message my whole life, man. And when I heard it, I said, wow, this program really does work. I just got to get with the people that are really here to help me, because I need to say this, man, and I'm going to say this only for me and me only, man. Everybody doesn't have my best interests at heart. Everybody isn't here to help me, man. You know what I mean? And I found that out through going through some pain and through some adversity and not taking nothing. You know what I mean? No matter what, I didn't take nothing, and I learned, and I made mistakes, and I fell down, and I got back up, but those people that were here to help me were there to pick me up. And those people and God were there to pick me up and help guide me again. You know what I mean? So, like, 2013's here, man. New year for me. I spent New Year's Eve with my sponsor family, like I always do. Like, well, I've been doing it for the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Instead of running around with girls, and because I really want to do that. I really want to run around with girls and hang out. But I've been spending it with my sponsor family, because somebody told me one time, a family that prays together stays together. And there's something about when the ball dropped this year, man. Like I told you, 2012 was a terrible year for me. Not just a terrible day. I had a bad year last year. The only thing I did right is I didn't take nothing. I didn't put nothing in me. I was in a lot of situations last year when my back was against the wall, man. I'm talking about multiple years clean and looking at fighting a legal battle and looking at going to jail. And one of my friends, one of my sponsees, going to jail behind a decision that I made and he made. 2012 was a bad year for me, man. And the only thing I did right is I didn't take nothing, and I bounced back, and I learned from them mistakes, man. So I swore this year when 2013 and the ball dropped and we circled around and we prayed and we said things that we was grateful for, I looked around this circle, man, and I looked at all these people, man. I said, damn, a lot of these people, men and women, because diversity is our strength here. And it talks about we're a society of men and women who meet regularly to help each other stay clean. And it doesn't mean, Josh, every woman that smiles at you wants to sleep with you. Maybe she just wants to help you. Because I get confused with that. If a girl smiles at me, I say she wants to do it to me. I'm being, George, don't laugh, man. I'm being honest. So I circled up with these guys and I looked around this room, man. And there was a lot of ups and downs in my process last year, man. There was a lot of days where, I mean, I'm talking broke down and cried in restaurants, man. I seen my girl that I was broke up with a day come in a restaurant, man. After 24 hours of breaking up, I was with this girl for 2 years. And I'm sitting there with my sponsor and I'm down and out. And he puts his arm around me. He says, it's going to be okay, baby. He was like, there she go right there. That looks just like her. And I looked up and it was her with another man. Yeah, hell yeah, it hurt. And only my grand sponsor and my sponsor knew what was going on. There was about 12 more people at the table that had no clue, and I'm screaming across the restaurant. And only 2 people knew. But there was something about, man, after making it through that, these people, they guided me, man. And I looked around this circle and we was praying, and I said, damn, all them times, man, that I was down this year, and I looked around that circle and I said, damn, this circle of men and women were here to pick me up and guide me, man. And hold on to me. Them times that I didn't want to be here anymore, they were the ones calling me, man, and saying, yo, what are you doing tonight? I was so grateful for that, man. I I was so grateful to find these people that believed in me. That it didn't matter what I had on, what kind of car I drove. None of that stuff matters, man. No matter how profound I might have sounded, or I didn't sound at a podium because this thing ain't for entertainment purposes. They just wanted to help me, man. They didn't care if I never shared in a Narcotics Anonymous convention or a Narcotics Anonymous thing. They just wanted to help me and guide me in this journey called recovery, man. And I looked around that circle and I was like, damn, I'm so grateful. And I came into this year and I said, damn, no matter what I go through this year, I'm going to continue to stay in this process just for today. I'm going to continue to get up every day and try to be the best person that I can be just for today. I'm going to leave last year where it's at, in the past. You know what I mean? It's a new year, man. This thing is a just for today process, man. God willing, I get to see tomorrow, man. I want to think too far ahead, man, and I miss the opportunity and the gift of staying in today. You know what I mean? And that's my problem, man, and my issue, man. So, like, I'm going to continue to stay in this process, man. I want to be here to help people, man, because I don't want anybody to ever feel like I felt. You know what I mean? I don't ever want anybody to feel like I felt, man. Like having a couple hours clean and thinking this program ain't for you, man. Narcotics Anonymous is for people who want it, not for people who need it. I want another day clean. I want to be able to learn from my mistakes. I want to be here to pave the way for somebody else, man, like you guys were for me. Thank God for the predecessors. Thank God for somebody being here to open the door for somebody like me, because we are the more fortunate people, man. We have a place where we can go and we can talk about, I see my girlfriend in a restaurant with another man. Or I was laid up in the hospital and my kid's mother was cheating on me. I got a place where I can come and I can share about those things, man. I got a place that I can come and share and say, I'm insecure and don't like the way that I feel. But your so-called normal person, your so-called normal doctor or lawyer, when their wife steps out of a relationship or has an affair, they run to the bar. The first place I run is to a Narcotics Anonymous meeting. I get with the guys, man, and sometimes the women, man, that want to help me and that believe in me, man. And it continues to work for me. 2013, man, I swear it's going to be the best year for me. The best year since I first got here. You know what I mean? I'm going to continue to do the work that it takes and be here to help somebody else, man. If you didn't get anything from me, man, please, man, just give yourself a chance, man. No matter what, man. No matter what, don't take nothing, man. We had a lot of people in our area die last year, man. As a direct result of this disease, man. Young people, old people, predecessors died. You know what I mean? It's sad, man. You know what I mean? It's sad, man. It's a sad way to go out, man. When like I talked about, man, and thinking using is the only way out, man. Find something that believes in you, man. Give yourself a break. If you don't believe that this program works, pain and misery can be refunded to you free of charge. Free of charge, man. I want to thank, how do you say, Coacna, for allowing me to come out and share. I'm Josh. I'm an addict. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Please help us improve our rankings so others can find us by putting a review on Stitcher, iTunes, or your favorite podcast index. Nawpod is ad-free thanks to the folks supporting the show with $1 or more per month. If you enjoy listening, you can join them by going to nawpod.xyz and looking for the donate link. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.